If you've been told that weak legs are just part of getting older, what I'm about to share might completely change how you think about aging. Because 3 specific vitamins taken before bed have been shown in recent research to help rebuild leg strength, improve balance, and restore the kind of mobility most people assume is gone forever after 60. And the reason timing matters, the reason these work best at night, has everything to do with how your body repairs muscle while you sleep. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could be the difference between struggling to climb stairs and walking confidently for years to come. Now, I want to be very clear about something. This isn't about replacing exercise or movement. Nothing can do that. But what we're talking about today is addressing a hidden nutritional gap that affects nearly 70% of adults over 60, according to a 2023 report from the National Institutes of Health. And when this gap gets filled correctly, at the right time, with the right nutrients, your legs respond in ways that honestly surprise most people. We're talking about less cramping at night, better balance during the day, stronger push-off when you stand up from a chair, and that feeling of stability you might not have felt in years. I've spent over 2 decades researching how nutrition impacts aging, and I can tell you this: the legs are not just about muscle. They're about independence. They're about being able to walk into a grocery store, carry your own bags, visit your grandchildren, travel, and live life on your terms. And the science we have now shows that specific vitamins taken at specific times can directly support the biological processes that keep your legs strong. So before we go any further, I'd love to know, how old are you and where in the world are you watching this from? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and it helps me understand who I'm speaking to. Plus, this community we're building here is full of people just like you, who are serious about staying strong and independent. So say hello. Tell me your age and your city or country. I'll be looking for your comment. All right. Let's get into this. I'm going to count down from 3 to 1, saving the most important, most powerful vitamin for last. And I'll explain exactly why each one works, how it supports your legs specifically after 60, and why bedtime is the key. Number 3, magnesium. Now, you've probably heard of magnesium before, but most people have no idea how critical it is for leg strength and function, especially as we age. Here's what happens. After 60, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing magnesium from food. At the same time, many common medications, things like diuretics for blood pressure or proton pump inhibitors for heartburn, actively deplete magnesium levels even further. A study published in early 2024 out of the University of Texas found that nearly 60% of adults over 65 are deficient in magnesium, and most don't even know it. So why does this matter for your legs? Magnesium plays a direct role in muscle contraction and relaxation. Without enough of it, your muscles can't fire properly. You get cramping, especially at night. You get that heavy, stiff feeling in your calves and thighs. You might notice your legs feel weak when you try to stand up quickly. And here's the thing. This isn't weakness from lack of muscle. It's weakness from lack of fuel. Your muscles are literally unable to contract with full strength because they don't have the mineral they need to function. But there's more. Magnesium also regulates something called neuromuscular transmission. That's the signal that travels from your brain, down your spinal cord, and into your leg muscles, telling them to move. When magnesium is low, that signal gets disrupted. Your balance suffers. Your reaction time slows. You're more likely to stumble or feel unsteady. Now why take it at bedtime? Because magnesium has a calming effect on the nervous system. It helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. And during deep sleep, that's when your body does most of its muscle repair. So by taking magnesium before bed, you're not only preventing those painful nighttime leg cramps, you're also creating the ideal environment for muscle recovery while you sleep. The form matters too. You want magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. These are the most absorbable forms. Avoid magnesium oxide, it's cheap, but your body can't use it well. A typical dose is between 300 and 400 milligrams, taken about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. And within a week, most people notice their legs feel looser, more responsive, and those night cramps start to disappear. Number 2, vitamin D3. This one is a game changer, and I mean that literally. Vitamin D is not just about bones. It's about muscle strength, and the research on this is overwhelming. A 2024 study from Johns Hopkins found that older adults with low vitamin D levels had 40% weaker leg muscles compared to those with optimal levels. 40%, that's not a small difference. That's the difference between walking confidently and needing a cane. Here's what's happening. Vitamin D receptors are found all over your muscle cells, especially in the legs. When vitamin D binds to those receptors, it triggers protein synthesis. That means it tells your muscles to build and repair. Without enough vitamin D, your muscles literally can't grow or maintain themselves properly, no matter how much you exercise or how much protein you eat. And here's the part that most people miss. After 60, your skin becomes far less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Even if you spend time outside, you're not making nearly as much as you did in your younger years. On top of that, your kidneys become less effective at converting vitamin D into its active form, so you're dealing with a double hit. Less production, less activation. Low vitamin D doesn't just make you weak. It makes you unsteady. Research from the University of California published in 2023 showed that seniors with vitamin D deficiency were twice as likely to experience falls compared to those with healthy levels. And we all know what a fall can mean after 60. It's not just about a bruise. It's about fractures, hospitalization, loss of independence, and a long, difficult recovery. So why take vitamin D3 at night? There's emerging evidence that vitamin D plays a role in regulating your sleep-wake cycle. Some studies suggest that taking it at night can improve sleep quality, which again supports muscle repair. Plus, vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means it's absorbed best when taken with a meal that contains some fat. If you eat dinner in the evening, that's your ideal window. You want to aim for at least 2,000 to 4,000 international units of D3 per day, depending on your current levels. And if you've never had your vitamin D tested, I strongly recommend asking your doctor for a blood test. You want your levels to be between 50 and 70 nanograms per milliliter for optimal muscle and bone health. Anything below 30 is considered deficient, and that's where you start seeing serious leg weakness and balance problems. Now, before I get to number 1, which is the most overlooked and perhaps the most powerful of the 3, I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you're finding this helpful, if you can already see how these nutrients might help you, go ahead and hit that like button. It tells YouTube that this content is valuable and helps us reach more people who need it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button because I release new videos every week on exactly this kind of science-backed information to help you stay strong, healthy, and independent as you age. We've got an incredible community here, and I'd love for you to be part of it. All right, now let me ask you this. What's the hardest physical activity for you right now? Is it climbing stairs, getting up from a low chair, walking for more than 10 or 15 minutes? Let me know in the comments because understanding where you're struggling helps me create content that actually serves you. Now, let's get to number 1, and this is the one that surprises people the most. Number 1, vitamin K2. You've probably heard of vitamin K. Maybe you know it has something to do with blood clotting. But vitamin K2 is different, and its role in leg strength is something most people, even most doctors, don't talk about enough. Here's what you need to understand. Vitamin K2 works hand in hand with vitamin D to direct calcium where it needs to go in your body. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium. But without K2, that calcium doesn't necessarily end up in your bones and muscles. It can end up in your arteries, your soft tissues, places you don't want it. This is called calcification, and it's linked to heart disease and vascular problems. But here's the part that relates directly to your legs. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called osteocalcin, which pulls calcium into your bones, making them denser and stronger. Strong bones support strong muscles. If your bones are weak and porous, your muscles have nothing solid to pull against. You lose power, you lose stability. A study from the Netherlands published in late 2023 followed over 800 adults aged 60 to 75 for 3 years. Those who supplemented with vitamin K2 showed significantly better muscle mass retention in the legs and fewer reports of muscle fatigue compared to the placebo group. The researchers concluded that K2 plays a crucial role in maintaining what they called functional muscle quality, which is exactly what we're after. But there's another layer to this. Vitamin K2 also supports mitochondrial function inside muscle cells. Mitochondria are the energy factories of your cells. When they're working well, your muscles have the energy they need to contract, to recover, to stay strong. When mitochondrial function declines, which it does naturally with age, your muscles become fatigued more easily. You feel tired after minimal effort. Your legs feel heavy. K2 helps protect and optimize those mitochondria, especially in the legs, which are some of the most metabolically active muscles in your body. Think about it. Your legs carry your entire body weight all day long. They need serious energy production to do that well. Now, why bedtime? Vitamin K2 is also fat-soluble, like vitamin D. Taking it with your evening meal improves absorption. And there's some evidence that the bone-building processes K2 supports are most active during sleep. Your body is in repair mode at night, and giving it the nutrients it needs right before that repair window opens makes perfect sense. You want to look for vitamin K2 in the MK7 form. That's the most bioavailable and longest-lasting form in your body. A typical dose is between 100 and 200 micrograms per day, and here's something important. If you're on blood-thinning medication like warfarin, You need to talk to your doctor before taking vitamin K2 because it can interfere with how those medications work. But for most people, it's incredibly safe and incredibly effective. Now, here's where it all comes together. When you take magnesium, vitamin D3, and vitamin K2 together, especially at night, you're creating a synergistic effect. Magnesium helps your muscles relax and contract properly. Vitamin D tells your muscles to build and repair. And vitamin K2 makes sure the calcium and nutrients you're absorbing actually get to your bones and muscles where they belong. You're not just taking random vitamins. You're strategically supporting the three key systems that determine whether your legs stay strong or become weak. Muscle function, bone density, energy production. And the results can be life-changing. I'm talking about people who couldn't walk a full block without stopping, now walking a mile. People who were afraid to go downstairs, now doing it confidently. People who felt like their body was betraying them, now feeling like they're in control again. But let me be very clear. This is not a magic pill. You still need to move your body. You still need to eat enough protein. You still need to challenge your legs with resistance, even if that's just standing up from a chair 10 times or doing wall push-ups. The vitamins support the process, but they don't replace effort. What they do is remove the invisible barrier that's been holding you back. Because if your body doesn't have the raw materials it needs, if it's deficient in magnesium, D3, or K2, then no amount of effort will give you the results you deserve. You'll be working hard and seeing minimal progress, and that's frustrating. That's discouraging, and that's often why people give up. So if you've been feeling like your legs just aren't what they used to be, if you've been struggling with weakness, cramping, stiffness, or balance issues, I want you to consider this. It might not be about your age. It might be about your nutrition, and that's something you can change starting tonight. Here's what I want you to do. First, talk to your doctor or a healthcare provider you trust. Show them this video if it helps. Get your vitamin D levels tested. Ask about magnesium and K2. Make sure there are no interactions with medications you're currently taking. Then if you get the green light, start with a high-quality supplement that includes all three of these nutrients, or get them separately and take them together before bed. Give it 30 days. Pay attention to how your legs feel. Notice if the cramps stop. Notice if getting out of a chair feels easier. Notice if your balance improves. And I want to hear from you. Come back to this video in a month and leave a comment telling me what changed. Hold yourself accountable. This community is full of people who are doing the same. We're all in this together, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to take action. Now, if you found this valuable, do me one more favor. Share this video with someone you care about who's over 60, a parent, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor. Because the information we just covered could genuinely improve someone's quality of life. It could help them stay independent longer. It could prevent a fall. It could give them the confidence to keep doing the things they love. And make sure you subscribe to this channel, because every single week I'm bringing you research-backed practical strategies to help you age strong, not just age. There's a huge difference. Aging is inevitable. Weakness is not. Let me leave you with this. Your body is incredibly resilient. Even after 60, even after 70, even after 80, your muscles can still respond. Your bones can still strengthen. Your balance can still improve. It is never, ever too late to take action. The best time to start was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now, tonight, before you go to bed. So take control, support your legs, support your strength, support your independence. And remember, progress beats perfection every single time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.